It's
But
fucking great.
we gotta go back to the indie devs every time. We gotta support the indie devs, just like Alante's been supporting the devs behind Kingsgrave, which has been an under embargo. Alante, is this your first embargoed game that you've ever gotten before?
Yep.
Yeah, so the embargo has lifted. He is able to talk about it freely. We're gonna talk about it now. He's been playing Kingsgrave, which is a Metroidvania Zelda-like, which is a pretty cool hybrid of games. I didn't have the time for it, but he does. So talk about it. Let's see.
Coming out. So the king has to play the game about the king.
King.
Of course. King.
Okay, so here's the story of here's the story of what happens in the game, at least so far that I got. You're a dead king. You're resurrected. Spirit resurrected you. Yeah, that's all you know so far. It's just like the game literally just wakes you up, throws you in the middle of it, and tells you, hey, figure out life.
It pulls a Zelda 1.
You were dead, idiot. Figure it out.
But not in a bad way where it's like, okay, you just start going around, you start doing things like, I learned how to do this. Doesn't mean I can go back and do, yes, I can. That means I can go. It's just like you just start doing things. You just start evolving more and more and more. Now, like I say, you start off as a king, you wake up, and you're basically like, okay, you've been dead for 50 years. In that time, your kingdom has just completely decimated. Your citizens are dead, turned into these different monsters, and there's no saving them. On the way to save them, put them out of their misery. So you're going around, you're killing them, getting like essences, but you're also in the process of trying to save any of the citizens who are still there, bring them back into your kingdom, and try to regain your old glory, while also trying to figure out there's a plague that's been going around. We're trying to figure out what's going on with this plague, how do we stop it, and basically how to, if possible, can we reverse the effects of what it's already been doing. Now, it's also on like a day-by-day basis, so you have your health, you level up, you also get like different skills, you get different techniques, your health goes up and all this other stuff. And as you start taking more and more damage, okay, then you got to go back, go to sleep, and the day continues. So you go into the next day. It actually even tells you how many days you're actively playing in the game. And certain areas, if you have not made them safe zones, which like different areas, there's like this these torches and like kind of like giant like fire pillars, like one that's on screen for a moment, that you have to go about lighting and makes that area safe. If you don't, those areas every night they'll come back with new monsters, new enemies that will just keep coming back. Some enemies are very easy to fight, other ones not so easy to fight, other ones I don't even want to dare look at. There's also a bunch of different puzzles going here with, and I just really love the fact that it doesn't tell you how to do anything, it doesn't tell you how to find anything, it really just tells you figure it out.
It's that old
and it's done in such a good way.
Yeah.
Honestly, yes. When I first found out about this game, I was so like, you can play this. Yay, you can't stream it. Come on, this is my game.
It's my brand. It's my branding. My brand.
My brand.
My brand.
My brand.
But it's definitely a lot of fun. The sound effects are really good. The music is also pretty good. I had to turn down the just a tad bit because I was also trying to hear the actual like what was going on in game. You can play the game with music, without music. Don't know why you play without music. But not to mention, another thing with this game is the map is huge.
Yeah.
So there's even like fast traveling that you can go about doing. Sometimes it's worth fast traveling. Other times it's like, okay, let me actually just double back and just walk back, because sometimes you're gonna get a new ability, you're gonna get a new thing. You're like, oh, if I'm walking back, I'm gonna come across something that I didn't even know that I might be able to do. So you can fast travel. It's one of those games where like we're not gonna punish you for fast traveling, but you're gonna miss a lot of things that you wouldn't even think about going back to check if you fast travel.
So it's one of those games where it's like, hey, you probably shouldn't fast travel too often. It's better to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually appreciate games that basically like, hey, don't fast travel too much, chuckle nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, chuckle
Explore
fuck,
our world that we built. God damn it.
Look at the money we spent.
Honestly, that's what I kind of hated about like a lot of modern RPGs is that you'll be exploring for so long, and then it's just like, no, you should probably fast travel. But what about the world you built? Fuck that world that we built. Fast travel, bitch.
That's what the Dragon's Dogma 2 dev was like, don't fast travel, bro. We spent so much money.
Don't fast travel, bullhead.
but even but with this, and not to mention every single time you load into the game, you'll never load back into the game alive. If that makes sense, you're always going to be resurrected. So every time you log out the game, you resurrect back on your throne from bones back to life. Again,
So
you don't know.
technically, you die whenever you close out the game.
Technically, yes. You're still trying to. Again, you don't know. The game doesn't tell you anything what's going on. You're literally going around doing things, figuring out. Even like some of the citizens you find, they tell you, "Oh my God, you've been gone for 50 years. It's really you. I didn't believe it was you, but I know it is. What's going on? This happened." Like you're getting bits and bits and bits of information, but nothing to the point where it's like you're getting more questions than answers. You don't know. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why it's happening, and then it's gonna promote you to explore, because as you go and explore further and further out, you get some new abilities. Some of your old abilities get buffed. Your skills get buffed, and it makes you think. It makes you also kind of tactile about what do you want to take on, where do you want to go, where do you not want to go, and you know.
That's cool. Yeah, it definitely does sound.
You all thinking it.
It definitely does sound like a Metroidvania plus old school Zelda type of mechanic, which is really cool because then it's like you unlock new items and you can go back and explore old areas, but the world keeps expanding. Yeah, that sounds really, really dope actually. So, but also the branding definitely is on with you for sure.
This is my brand.
Are you playing with controller or mouse and keyboard?
Ooh,
So
that
you
is a
could
good question.
So the cool thing is you can play with either one. Started off with mouse and keyboard, but then I just felt like it was a bit more comfortable just to kind of sit back and play with a controller. So it's definitely one of those where you don't have to kind of be hunched over. There are some things. Yeah, basically. But there is some things where it's like it's a little bit easier since you have like a bow and arrow, and sometimes you end up getting spirits as well. It's easier to play with the mouse because you're able to kind of pinpoint where you want to throw versus like the 8 directions, quote unquote, with a thumbstick. But you can play either one. It supports both controller and mouse and keyboard, and it's seamless with it as well.
Awesome. But yeah, do you have any like closing thoughts on the game or anything? Or are you gonna probably try to stream it later this week or anything?
If you want to go about streaming this now, that I can actually go ahead and do so, because again, this game is literally right up my alley. I want to know more about what's happening with the story. I love the fact that this game just gives you a little bit, and you're trying not like it's piquing your own interest, and it's kind of making you want to explore to figure out how did this happen? How did I die? Why am I back? Why am I coming back? Yeah, you don't know what's going on. It's kind of make you sate your own curiosity by playing the game further.
Fair enough.
Awesome. We might end up hearing this featured again on your Bingeverse, possibly, if you're gonna still keep checking it out. But definitely huge shout out to the devs for allowing Alante to have a key for Kingsgrave. Definitely check it out. Wishlist on Steam. Check it out. It's actually going to be available tomorrow on the 17th of April, so it's going to be really awesome to check that out.
Love to see it.
Yeah, definitely really awesome binge there.